Hey, what's up? Piz out here. Just got back from Scarefest 09 in lovely downtown Lexington, Kentucky at the Lexington Convention Center, and kind of want to talk about it. It was my first convention experience, so I really wasn't sure what to expect. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, but lined my pockets with cash and headed up to Lexington hoping for the best, and got to the convention center and was pleasantly surprised. One of the first people that I ran into there was CK from over at the Deadpit board, over from Deadpit.com, I should say, and really cool to meet him. He said, you know, we're over there, go hang out. And so went over there to their table, met Uncle Bill, and got to hang out with them. They were very cool. Picked up this cool T-shirt, and just had a great time with them. Very cool guys. Let me show you some of the stuff I got. Let's see. First off, James Hampton, Teen Wolf's dad. He was the first guy. First table I went up to. Not a lot of people were there to see James, needless to say. He was kind of just standing there watching people walk by, so I felt kind of sorry for him. I love Teen Wolf. I've always loved that film. So I went up to him, got a picture, got an autograph, and was a very nice guy. Next, I went and saw Mr. Ken Foree, who was very cool. Got a picture taken with him. Nice picture of him and some of the Devil's Rejects guys. Love this little thing of there. Funny stuff. Let's see. Then I met Dee Wallace, who was sweet as sugar. Sweet, sweet woman. Got a picture. Got this. You know, talked to her about E.T. and some of the movies that she was in, and was very polite. And she was like, "Oh, is that a Southern thing? You know, being so polite and being so yada yada." And I was like, "Oh, yes, ma'am. Very Southern." So she was very sweet. Really enjoyed meeting her. Let's see. Then met Kane Hodder, who. If you're familiar with Kane Hodder, if you've met him at shows before, or if you've seen pictures of him with fans from conventions, you know he likes to choke people in his photographs. So when I walked up to his table, I asked him for a picture. He came out. He said, "Have I ever choked you before?" I said, "No, man. Go right ahead. Feel free." Thinking he just, for the picture. But just latched onto my throat and nearly popped my eyeballs out. Was seriously choking the life out of me. So he takes his craft seriously. Seriously. Let's see. Next up, I met Jack Ketchum, author of The Lost, author of The Girl Next Door, a bunch of other great books that are being adapted into films, and the great films, by the way. He was very, very cool. Very. Every convention guest should be like him. He was very, very cool, very nice guy. The book, $9, he autographed it for free, threw in a picture. I wasn't even really expecting to get a picture with him. That wasn't really on my mind. Douglander, who does really cool videos on YouTube, who I met at the show and hung out with, and we wandered around, got a picture. Jack was like, "Come on, man," Got a picture, said, "Do I owe you anything else?" No. Talked to him about The Lost and The Girl Next Door. I told him that movie scarred me for life. He was like, "Yep, me too." So he was very, very cool. Really enjoyed meeting him. The perfect convention guest, in my opinion. Very cool. Then I met the great Carolyn Williams from Texas Chainsaw 2, Stretch. Very sweet, very nice woman. Got a picture, got an autograph. I offered her my condolences for Lou Perryman. I told her that I was really sad to hear about him passing away. And he was somebody who, if I could have made a list of people who I wanted to meet at conventions the most, he'd be near the top because he always seemed like such a nice guy. And of course he passed away though. So the next two were two big selling points for me going to the convention. Two guys that I really, really wanted to meet. The first, Doug Bradley, Pinhead. He was real cool. He's very British, so he's very sort of short. Not short-statured, though he kind of was short-statured, but I mean, very to the point when he spoke. See you in hell, he says, which I thought was kind of a bleak prediction, you know, like we'll meet again someday in hell. But asked him what his favorite Hellraiser movie was, or what was his favorite Hellraiser movie to work on. He said Part 3, surprisingly enough. So, pretty cool though. And Gunnar Hansen. Anybody who knows me knows that I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so meeting him was a big deal. He was the only guy there that I kind of got starstruck with, I got tongue-tied with. I walked up to him, was going to shoot my hand out and say, you know, love Texas Chainsaw. It's a pleasure and honor to meet you. Walked up to him, shot my hand out, and just went, but he was very cool. Really enjoyed meeting him. There was a guy standing in front of me who must have been the world's biggest Gunnar Hansen fan. I mean, I thought I was excited to meet Gunnar. This guy was about to burst at the seams to meet Gunnar Hansen, so that was pretty cool. Let's see. Last but not least, Danielle Harris. She was going to be my first stop, my first table to stop at when I got there after meeting the Deadpit guys. But I arrived there around lunchtime. She was getting ready to leave for lunch, so I didn't want to bother her. Said she'd be back in an hour. Did the rounds, met everybody else, got autographs, you know, waited in the Gunnar Hansen line. Gunnar Hansen's line was by far the longest line there, which was really cool. I found that kind of surprising, but very cool. A lot of people were there to see Gunnar Hansen. Came back, we got back to her table, she'd come and gone again. She was at a Halloween Q&A. Went over and hung out with the Deadpit guys some more, which was very cool. She finally came back, got this. She was a little pissed off, though. Some crazy woman had come to the convention and was passing out these letters to the celebrities saying that they owed 6% of their take to the state, and just had it was a form letter with like an envelope on it that I guess this woman expected the celebrities to put cash in and just mail out. Needless to say, Danielle Harris did not like that, but she was a little pissed off about that, but she was still really sweet. She was like 3 feet tall, but gorgeous. Then I got to talk about the Deadpit guys. Wanted to bring my Into the Pit work print for them to sign, but I forgot it. So they both signed the little insert that came with the work print. CK wrote, Pizowell, kick your beast butt for me. Uncle Bill wrote, Pizowell, take the damn I Am Legend set now. More on that later. I just had a great time hanging out with both those guys. They were very cool. Really enjoyed my time with them, and with Doug Lander, who was very cool. Met ST3B, who was cool. Met Dana, who was very cool. Gave me a hug, even though she refused to give me one of these magazines that she does on her own, which looked really cool. Refused to give me one, which I'm still kind of hurt about. Anyway, I just had a blast hanging out with all those guys. They were very cool. Really had a good time. Then picked this up from CK had this for sale, the I Am Legend 3-disc set. He said $5, man. Just take it from me. And I think if I bartered at all, he probably would have lowered it. He probably just gave it to me. Just gave it to me and said, get out of here. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the movie. I like the movie, and for $3 for a 3-disc set, I thought it was pretty cool. And hey, get to take it off their hands because I don't know. But that's my convention experience, my very first convention. I had an absolute ball. Loved all the celebrities. Loved hanging out with CK and Uncle Bill and Doug Lander and those guys. If I could bestow any words of wisdom onto anybody who's planning on going to a convention who's not been before, I would say 1, wear comfortable shoes, and 2, bring lots of cash. And just have fun, just have a ball. So, because I did there. So, anyway, until next time, peace.
In Scarlet Town, where I was born,